So much more to talk about covers. Germany. An opening flight cover of German airline Lufthansa from Hamburg via Düsseldorf, Paris, and then finally to the US, to New York. This one also is a printed matter cover, and that is right here. Drucksache means printed matter. Nice, clean item. Here we have Great Britain. This is the very first Queen Victoria folded letter sheet, stamped in 1845, but issued between the years of 1844 through 1846 in these measurements as listed here below. And these measurements are for the folded letter sheet opened up. In addition, the folded letter sheet has a visible blue line right here, and when it is opened up, an additional red line. These, I assume, are security markings. Very nice item. France, pneumatic mail of 1897 and 1901. The one on the left is a 50 centime right here, and the one on the right, and slightly different coloration, has a 15 centime stamp printed on as the other one, but it also has next to it a reduced rate stamp of 30. So it was reduced from 50 to 30. The reverse of both of these is where the person would write his note. No enclosures are allowed in such mail, no matter how small. And the values average 10 to 20 bucks in that vicinity. However, there are exceptions, and there are some rare ones, so be very careful. Italy. Here we have a military postal stationery, non-denominated, used in Rhodes, the Aegean Islands, in 1917. Now, RHODES here, or on the enlargement, is the Italian for Rhodes, and the capital of Rhodes is also the city of Rhodes. And here the Italian word for Aegean, Aegean Islands. Also we have in violet a partially readable occupation cancel, or I should say occupation corps of the Italian military. I almost missed the postmark here because I didn't look close enough the first time, but caught it pretty quick thereafter. So again, we always must be very careful and look at the stuff closely. And this one, and also non-denominated Portuguese Red Cross postal stationery of World War I. And this one was mailed from the prisoner of war commission to Zurich in Switzerland. Somebody had a price tag on the back. I didn't pay that, but the price tag said something like $75. Now, I've never seen or had one of these before. It is possible, but I have no reference on this one, as well as no reference on the previous Italian postal stationery. My European catalog for postal stationery only seems to list denominated postal stationery. Here we have from Germany 2 packet cards for mailing packages, obviously. And these are of multiple franking. As I mentioned in a previous video, 2 or more of the identical stamp places this into the multiple franking category. The difference in the two amounts between the two packet cards, I can only surmise, is the distance the package had to travel. Anyways, these postal cards, packet cards, excuse me, average around $4 or $5 each. This item from Germany, a return receipt with a 7 mark and 70 Pfennig hand stamp. I am not sure on this one what the value may be. I have zero, reference. So if anyone can help me out, I would certainly appreciate that. Thank you. This is an uprated postal stationery, the 10 Pfennig postal stationery, by 60 additional Pfennig to accommodate the fee for being delivered by express. Also, it is typical to have this red cross on express mail. And this kind of usage is also a little bit different from the normal usage. So also very collectible, except for the condition, which I do not care for at all. But for demonstration purposes, I had no other choice. And here we have a rather quite modern item from 1981, Germany, with vending machine stamps right here, 2 of them. And they were evidently produced at the Hanover Fair in 1981. And in this particular case, they referred to as a value letter for 100 German marks. Well, and here's the appropriate label. Now, I believe on this, at this fair, that there was probably a postal table, and people could, fabricate or design their own envelopes, and I think basically, all philatelic. Nonetheless, there are examples that fit into any collection as well. And here is another example, similar, except that here we have the value label, And here we have the express label. Consequently, the postage has increased quite a bit. And here we have the same thing and the same writing. So it looks like this particular person made all this out and mailed to himself to have different examples that are possible. And here one more, and this one has a registration label as well as an express label. So here it says registration and here express. So no value mentioned and no value label as before. And again, the postage amount changed once again. Here, Japanese picture postcards, which are all every bit as collectible as what we have covered thus far. These also, and I have a few more, come in the original envelope that they were sold in. And if this notation is correct, well, I do not have 47 of these. I only have maybe a half a dozen or so. I'm just showing 3 and 1 from the reverse. And also they have the hand stamp on each item. And I cannot read Japanese or decipher this at this moment. The only thing that is visible on these and the others I have not pictured, that they all deal with grave sites. Perhaps these were of, and they appear to look that way, famous people or royalty or brave soldiers or what have you, or rich people or something like that. So also quite collectible. China, well, actually Hong Kong. Here we have a stamped revenue document, stamped right here by the revenue stamp. This one too, I have no reference to. I saw this at a recent stamp show. A dealer was offering it for sale, and I asked if I could take a picture for this video, and he said, okay. His price tag was at $50 US. Well, looking at it, I'm not sure if I would be prepared to spend that kind of money. But nonetheless, interesting item. And again, all fits into our stamp collection. And finally, we have another modern picture postcard. And this too would make a nice topical collection, such as cars or beetles or motor vehicles or however you want to classify it. So again, so much to go for, so many opportunities, so many collecting areas. How nice, this hobby. Super. And coming up, yes, you guessed it, a little bit more basics about covers and postal stationery. I hope you got a little enjoyment out of my video and hopefully give me a thumbs up, and even better yet, hit my subscribe button. I thank you very, very kindly for watching. Yes, we do have just so many choices in this hobby, and that's what makes this hobby so absolutely wonderful. So keep on looking, and hopefully you will find that hidden treasure. My channel, stamps, space, my fun things. Thank you once again. Stay healthy and have a wonderful, wonderful day.